Hello, neighbors. Today is Saturday, April 4th. I wanted to post a short video with an update of the group that is growing here in the neighborhood meditation site. And I also wanted to share with you a bit about my teachers. I have very strong emotions about my teachers, and I hope I can speak of them in a way that does it justice and shows the proper love and respect and gratitude that I feel towards them. My first teachers are my parents. My parents are so wonderful. My mom and dad gave me so much love, so much encouragement to do whatever I wanted. They set such a good example of being loving and spiritually oriented and community minded. It's always said in the traditions that the parents are the first teachers, and I agree with that so much. It's certainly true in my case. So the first debt of gratitude goes to you, Mom and Dad. Hi, Mom and Dad. I love you so much. And all those times you took me to church, picked me up when I fell down for any reason, showed me what community and volunteer service was. Just really high ethics and concern for the world and how we can all live and take care of each other. You're the best. I grew up in the Christian tradition. Dad is a Catholic and mom is a Presbyterian. I went to Catholic schools all the way from first grade through high school. So spirituality was always forefront in the home and also in my education. I suppose there were some times when I went off to college and behaved like every 20-year-old. I may not have been thinking very spiritually all the time, but there's a seed inside one that just keeps growing, even though it may be a little underground. I think as time went on, that seed, that plant grew more, and at some point in my late 20s, I was facing some health issues, and suddenly it seemed some different yoga and meditation books started sort of falling in my lap. um, this is this is a funny story. I was going through a thrift shop, and the passageway in the back of the store was very narrow to walk through. And at the edge of the doorway, there was a tall bookshelf. And just as I was walking by, one book was sticking out of the bookshelf very far, and it was right in my face as I walked by. And the book was Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. And I started reading that book. I bought it, of course. And I couldn't put it down. So it seemed to start a journey for me of exploring this more and more. And I read a lot and eventually started taking hatha yoga and meditation classes. And the teacher of those classes said that a great Swami was coming to town and we should all come and get a meditation mantra. Now, at that time, I was like, what's a Swami? So I came to learn, and this was in the year 2000, around May, that Swami Ved Bharti came to New Jersey and to our small but growing yoga meditation center, and he gave several of us mantra initiation. It's a meditation mantra. And so when you receive a meditation mantra, you also are instructed to be repeating this mantra in your mind. And we've talked a lot on the videos about the vibrations of meditation, and you may have also realized that our words are vibrations, and even when we say words in our head, like your favorite name of the divine in meditation, that's creating a vibration. And repeated vibrations, the same vibration repeated over and over, it changes your vibration to match that which you're repeating. So as the years went by, and with continual study and practice of meditation, and coming to learn the different lineages, and for example, Swami Veda's teacher, his master was Swami Rama of the Himalayas. And I'll put all these names and links to some websites in the video description. And Swami Veda had started what's called the Meditation Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I went up there several times over the years for teacher training retreats and silence retreats. We are always talking in the videos about moving into the silence. That's where you come to know yourself, know the answers for who am I? Why am I here? Especially now. So after participating in many of these silence retreats and teacher training retreats, then I began teaching yoga and meditation along with a group of other people here in New Jersey. And you can go and read about these masters in the Himalayan tradition and take what you can to understand them. I'm trying to think of a way to give you a sense of their vastness. If you think of their wisdom being something like the most enormous Amazon warehouse that you can imagine, and when you look in the door, you can't ever see the end of this warehouse. That's like the warehouse of their knowledge. And I feel like I was so blessed to be near them. And maybe I have like a little garden shed of knowledge, a little she shed. Yet, whatever I have learned, I really want to share it, especially knowing how much it benefited me. Maybe even this little bit of knowledge, experience that I have, maybe could help someone else. And I also wanted to share with you that you may notice in the videos that I'm repeating some instructions like do this or do that, and you may wonder, what's the significance of why this, why that? And I wanted to share with you that every single thing that we're doing, there is deep, deep significance, so many layers of subtlety to what we're doing, even for things that seem very simple, like when we talk about focusing here and feeling the touch and flow of your breath in the nostrils. There's a very significant reason for focusing here. Yet, the purpose of our meditations is not for me to go into a dissertation of all these subtleties. And I probably don't even know more than scratching the surface of the subtleties myself. It's like if you go into the emergency room and you have an infection, they're going to come rushing to you with an antibiotic. And when you're lying in the hospital bed, like half out of your mind with an infection, and you can hardly focus on the doctor, and they're saying, we're going to give you all these antibiotics. You don't want, or you don't have time for the doctor to stand there and tell you about all the clinical trials they did on this antibiotic and this many countries around the world and this many sites and this many patients, and here's all the benefits and drawbacks of this antibiotic. You're thinking, just give it to me. I need it right now. And that's kind of what we're doing here with the meditation. We want to be with each other in a community. We want to feel connected. And so we're doing that. And generally, most people have very little time to set aside to take care of themselves. And if you do have a half an hour to sit down and meditate, then I'm going to guess at this point, with the pandemic raging on, that you just want to meditate and you don't want a dissertation right now. Maybe sometime in the future, now that I've learned how to at least get videos up on YouTube, maybe sometime in the future we can explore more depth and more subtleties of practices, other practices. There's so many things that we could explore. Even after Swami Veda, in the yoga traditions, they say left his body because his influence is still all around. So after he passed out of the body, I did get to go to Rishikesh, to both his ashram and Swami Rama's ashram, and I'll put the links for those below. It was an indescribable experience for me to be there at the seat of learning in Rishikesh. And it was too short of a trip. And hopefully someday I can get back over there. After coming back from that, and that was surely a spiritual height, I felt a little adrift, and I was drawn then to Swami Dayananda Saraswati's ashram in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. It's a Gurukula, and they welcome all there, and it's just beautiful. They have classes and retreats and so many teachers over there. So I feel like I got connected back again to, I mean, these are living traditions, and they both come out of the streams of traditions from the Himalayas. Maybe they're like cousins, right? So my learning and practice continues. I'm really very interested in all streams of spirituality and try to learn about other traditions. Uh, and in the meantime, I hope to continue sharing with you what I know out of my little she shed. So I really hope that you all stay safe in this coronavirus time. I pray that you can find some peace and calmness and moments of joy in the springtime and in each other. I thank you all who have supported this idea of the meditations. Honestly, sometimes I get more ideas than I have time for. And I was all fired up like, okay, we have to all sit in our house for 2 weeks, and so I'm gonna go online and we'll meditate every night. And then they came on and said, now everyone's gonna stay in their house for another month. But I'm so motivated to keep going with this by seeing your enthusiasm and your participation. I know we can get through this together. I really wish you all the very best and look forward to seeing you in more of the online meditations. And of course, feel free to watch them later. You can leave comments or send me questions at neighborhood.meditation@gmail.com. My name is Janice, and I wish you a beautiful weekend. Good night.